Hey Blade Gang, welcome back. And what the heck is in this giant bag pouch thing? Kind of nice, but yeah, you can clearly see it's from North Mountain Blade, and I am OG Blade Reviews. Aha, but you already know that. So it's nice coming into this with some background knowledge now, isn't it? Well, here I am, and here is another knife I have been smitten by from North Mountain Blade, and I've been getting into their fixed blades. They're well known for their chop series of folders of many different kinds, front flippers, thumb stud openers, etc. Their San Mai SLD-Magic Steels, and so on and so forth. They've been very well received. I think they did pretty well at Blade Show Atlanta this year, and notoriety is coming up because my good buddy Bob DeMarco, the knife junkie, he picked up his first North Mountain Blade folder. Welcome to the club, Bob. But we're not talking folders here. And look at this presentation. In case you want to carry this around with you, kind of like a ninja hitman. And I know that's hard to see at the moment. We're going to get it out of here, though. We've got straps holding it in and a really nice fleece-lined carry bag, similar to what you might get for a nice firearm. Well, here it is. This is another Tanto, and before I reveal this to you, and you've already seen the thumbnail, so you got an idea of what we're talking about here. I have to say that one thing that North Mountain needs to up their game on is their online catalog, which is here, there, and everywhere. Without consistent measurements and specifications on each knife, sometimes they're completely missing, and then the names are a bit wackadoo. They haven't really selected model names and maybe model numbers for particularly their fixed blades, and certainly many of their folders as well. But this is referred to as the new chop fourth. I would imagine they wanted to say fourth generation. There's a language barrier at work here, or not at work. Hand-polished Japanese Tanto knife. So me, being immune to problems like that, but looking at the end product itself, went ahead and picked this guy up. And oh my, if you like Tantos, these have been kind of hiding under the wraps if you have been out to the North Mountain website and looking at all of their folders. So again, this is referred to as the new chop fourth hand polished Japanese Tanto knife. Now the part that's hand polished is the edge where we have the traditional hamon going on. And I think the hamon is etched. I'm not sure that it matches the core steel exactly, although it very well might. Very well might, and I could be wrong on that, because we've got a really fine bead blasting on the outer skin of the blade here. And I think we can pretty clearly see the core, there it is, of the steel. So the core is pretty much thicker than the two skins on the side. The whole concept here being that we have a hardened inner core of the SLD-Magic Steel that they say is pretty close to D2. It's hardened up to 61 HRC for you hardness freaks. We have a guard here of titanium that is perfectly melded to and matched with the G10 handle. Now that's G10, and the work they're doing on their G10, it's apparently sandblasted. So the texture comes out and it ends up looking like wood grain. It's really amazing. I think it adds a great touch to it. Without having wood, which can shrink and expand and crack over the years, we have something that's very inert, the G10. It is a slip over the tang sort of a handle. So with my magnet off to the side here, let's bring that up. And I'm noticing that I get a magnetic draw all the way down to about there. So just shy of the lanyard hole, we have a tang inside here. Now, if you're worried about the handle coming off because you don't see any rivets or bolts or screws, I seriously wouldn't worry about that. The fit that they talk about of slipping the handle over the tang is extremely precise. That's all CNC milled out, what have you, for the tang. No way for me to take it apart to take a look, but looking at the fit that we have here, that's just incredible. I mean, I get just not even a little bit of, I get some pickup with my nail as soon as it hits the texture of the G10. But look at that smooth transition from the guard into the handle and the thickness of the blade. We're going to get some measurements going in a bit. More of a pointier chiseled Tanto than, let's say, a cold steel, where it's a little bit more obtuse. Got a little bit of a drop. Well, do we? Let's see. Actually, we got kind of a slight upsweep here to the Tanto. Beautiful, just really nice, beautiful transition between the chisel flat grind here and the hollow grind, and it is a hollow grind on the main grind of the blade. Shorter handle, as is traditional for most Tantos. Reason they have a shorter handle is, first of all, you stick it in the obi, which is the waistband, the belt holding the kimono together, standard, or I should say traditional Japanese, and it's not poking in the ribs quite so much. And this got stashed a little deeper of the three weapons that the samurai would carry, which was the katana, the wakizashi, and the tanto, in order of size. And North Mountain is coming out with some sword-sized blades, which are pretty incredible. This one being a shorter one. While we're talking measurements, let's take a look at measurements and see what we got here. So getting that all evened up, make sure that we've got everything there. I got my crib notes trying to peek out at you. We've got 12 and then 3/4, so about 12 and a half to 12 and 3/4 overall length. We have a blade length of 7 and 3/4, maybe a bit more, 7.6-ish, around there. So not a small blade by any means. And for you metric guys, I do have centimeters on the ruler. So about 20 centimeters blade length, maybe like 19.75 centimeters, and 30, maybe, like 32 centimeters overall. About as close as I can get eyeballing that ruler. Not as precise as some other measuring devices. We got a height of over 1.25 inches, so it's like I would say like 1.3, about a 1.3 height at the widest point on that blade. We'll also get some thicknesses, and it is a thick stock. I mean, between the hardness of the core and the flexibility of the sides, the side slabs there, 7mm blade stock. And look at that point. Check it out. Stout. Definitely stout. So what have we got? Got that measurement. We got to do, did I do millimeter? Yeah, I did millimeters. And in inches, we got 0.27. So this is well over 1/4 of an inch blade stock. Robust. for a knife that's, what do we say it was? A little under 8 inches. Okay. Let's see what we got for a weight. It is a nice balance. It is going to be blade heavy because you got a short handle. Let's see what units we're in here. We're in grams. That's fine with me. Let's start there. So 396.39 grams. And we'll call it 14 ounces. So you got some good blade stock going on there. It is under a pound, but it is a slightly sub 8-inch knife. Take another look at the sheath, which I only showed you briefly in the beginning. It's got a leather, very nice leather, horizontal belt loop. I'm not sure if you call this a frog. It's not a hanger. It's got the samurai helmet embossed logo there. 2 Chicago screws will take it off if you don't want it. And pretty much it's set up so that you can slip your belt through these slots. Got a couple extra holes here too, might accommodate some other hardware should you want to put some other form of clip on there. But again, you know, if you like to just tuck it in the waistband, you can go that way. If you want to put a more formal tech lock or something on there, you can certainly do that. And I was hoping that this would be wide enough in here to slide a belt through, but I don't think that's going to happen. So you can't do a scout carry with the way it's set up. The sheaths for these knives when they're Kydex are amazing. They do an excellent job. It's thick Kydex. It's perfectly tiny little bit of rattle. So maybe you can't do a ninja thing with it. Got the drainage hole here at the bottom. It's nicely done. Then again, you're paying a few bucks for this, as you'll see when you check out the link I give you to purchase it. This is not a cheap run of knives. They put a lot of handwork into these. It's a high quality laminate steel. But let's do a compare to 2 other Tanto-esque knives that I purchased from North Mountain. This one is referred to as the Chop Plus, certainly is plus. And I did a review on this already, so check that out. 15-inch classic Japanese Tanto SLD-Magic San Mai. That's 15 inches all the way across there. I don't know that I've even got a ruler large enough to give you the blade. Yeah, I actually do. Like 9.5 inches on this blade. So we're getting up into sword length with this one. But wait, there's more. This, I think, is top of the line. It comes in really close to the quality of this guy up on top here. This is the Ninja Tanto, hand polished in their collection series. And this has a beautiful all leather scabbard with a belt loop. Belt loop comes off. You can just slide it right all the way down. You've got your snap there. And let's see what we've got with this guy. Oh, yeah. It's even bigger than the 15-inch overall. And yeah, it's going about an inch longer. And we've got about a 10.5-inch blade on this, if I recall correctly. Yeah, call it about a 10.25, 10.5. Again, getting into sword length, getting into, you know, large Bowie knife territory here. But that's the trio of Tantos that I have. And I do have a Loveless style fighter from them in San Mai as well. And you can check out the review on that. Didn't put it on the table today because we're kind of dealing with Tantos. But that's an order of size. And You can see the workmanship is simply stellar on these. This one is hand rubbed to get the brush marks there along the length. You can see the hamon on this one is not etched in. You can simply see the difference in the steel. And because it's not wavy, I believe that's why I'm thinking that these are more cosmetically done, the hamon lines on these. But then again, I don't have any detail on that. Again, we've got a titanium guard on this guy. We've got a grip that emulates Tsukamaki wrap. That's also slipped on, but here we have the bolts, we have the screws. So potentially that could be disassembled. Haven't tried it. Interesting shape on the guard here, which is what you would call a suba. And there they are. So for further comparison, though, see if we can squeeze it in here somewhere. I have the Columbia River James Williams designed HZ6. That's a tiny guy next to these, isn't it? This is like, I think a 6.5-ish kind of length blade. I'm not sure. Let's see. Yeah, 6.5. It's the HZ6. There is an HZ4, which I love. A lot lighter, thinner stock on that one. This is fashioned after, I believe, the Osirako Zukuri style of blade. It's either Osirako Zukuri or it's not a Kaiken. There's a lot of designations, so forgive me if I don't have the full exact. It could be the Hira Zukuri style blade, if I recall correctly. Much pointier. You can't really call it a Tanto. I mean, it would fall generally into the Tanto family, and I know I got at least one guy out there that's well studied and gives me terminology and so forth on Japanese knives. So if you want to chime in, go right ahead. Anyway, for those of you who are purists, none of these is a perfect replica of knives of the days past, shall we say. So they're more of kind of a modern takeoff because obviously we don't have any cord wrapping on any of them. We may not have a Suba that's exactly traditional. We have obviously a leather sheath and Kydex sheaths, which are not traditional, but hey, it's 2025, so you know you got to allow for some creativity and just let the theme kind of go. Now, if you wanted a real small guy, I hope that didn't fall. That was something else. That was a box. Here's a special they came out with from North Mountain a while ago in a Tanto form. I forget the name of this guy. They call it a custom small Tanto, what have you. It's also San Mai, and I believe SLD-Magic. It's probably marked. Yep, they're all marked if they are SLD-Magic. And this has a camel bone with red liner handle. More with the traditional stick-like handle. I don't carry this or anything like that. It's got a belt loop if I wanted to. It's a pouch-style sheath. It's very nice. It's very quality. It's kind of a collector sort of a piece. Not that the rest of these aren't sort of collector pieces as well. I think of everything on the table here, I'd probably carry the Columbia River Williams design first, or actually probably carry its smaller brethren, the 4-inch HZ4. Let me get some of these other guys out of the way. There's lots of large knives on the table. There we go. And what I wanted to do is let's see what kind of edge we got here out of the factory. This is going to be one. It's not a not an Appleseed sort of a grind, but you know where we've got a convex grind going all the way down. But it is feeling sharp. So let's see what we got. Yeah. Yeah, it's really got an edge. And I'm kind of glad because I'd be just a little hesitant at this point, you know, new knife syndrome, and slapping it on one of my sharpeners. But at any rate, there you have it. And we'll put the sheath in the picture here too for you. I'm going to put the sheath the other way. So see the little symbol on it there. The new Chop 4th hand polished Japanese Tanto knife. Hope they come up with a better name eventually. And I didn't talk about the swedge on the top. That's not necessarily traditional. You might have seen it on some blades and not on others. So worth mentioning there that we have this swedge on the top of the Tanto. Again, it is its own beast, and it is a beautiful beast as it is. Look for my symbol over here. If you haven't subscribed yet, give it a click. Subscribe to the channel. You'll be notified when new vids drop. Be well. Take care. Thanks for watching and stay safe. Be back soon.